Section 12.3, Measures of Dispersion. Now, measures of dispersion are used to describe the spread of data items in a data set. We will be discussing two of the most common measures of dispersion, the range and the standard deviation. Now, the range is very easy. The range of a data set is the difference between the largest and the lowest data values. So you just take the largest number, subtract away the smallest number, and you've got the range. So, for example, if we had this data set, our largest value is 20, our smallest value is 16, so the range would be equal to 20 minus 16, which is 4. For this one, your smallest is 11, your largest is 17, so the range is equal to 17 minus 11, which is 6. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the range on a lot of these problems, and it's going to be like one step that we do in the bigger stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about the standard deviation, and then we can get on to the full problems. All right, the standard deviation is a measure of dispersion based on all of the data items as opposed to the range where it was just the largest and the smallest. The standard deviation is found by determining how much each data item differs from the mean. To compute the standard deviation, you will first need to calculate the mean if it is not given, and then you subtract the mean from each data item. So remember that x bar is the mean, so the deviation from the mean is x minus x bar. Okay, so let's look at these example problems. We are supposed to find the mean if we need to, and then the deviation from the mean from each data item, and then the sum of the deviations. Okay, so right here, these are our data items. I'm going to list them here. So 84, 88, 90, 95, and 98. We are told that our mean is 91. You want to make sure that you are subtracting in the correct order. You should be getting negatives on some of these. It's always the data item minus the mean. So I do 84 minus 91, and I get negative 7. 88 minus 91, and you get negative 3. 90 minus 91 is negative 1. 95 minus 91, that's 4. And then 98 minus 91, that would be 7. And I'll add these together, negative 10, negative 11. Negative 11 plus 11 is 0. Okay, so let's do the same thing for these data items. I have 0.35, 0.37, 0.41, 0.39, and 0.43. This time we are not told the mean, so we need to find the mean of these. So I'm going to add these up. And then divide by 5. And the mean is 0.39. So x bar is 0.39. And I'm going to use, since it's in my calculator, I'm going to put it in the memory so I can do the subtractions a little bit more easily. So I have 0.35 minus the mean. So this is negative 0.04. 0.37 minus the mean is negative 0.02. 0.41 minus the mean is 0.02. 0.39 minus the mean is 0. And 0.43 minus the mean is 0.04. Now we're supposed to add these together, and if you just pair them up, you can see that these two cancel out, those two cancel out, and that's a 0. So this is 0. We got zeros here and here. That should always happen. Okay, when you add up the deviations from the mean, you should always get 0. And that's important because you're going to be using this in a bigger problem, and it's a nice quick little check to make sure that you haven't done something really wrong. Okay, so we're going to use, now we just need to put all this together so that we can calculate a standard deviation. And here are our steps. The first thing we have to do is to find the mean of the data set. We just did that right here, so it's that step. And then we're going to find the deviation of each data set from the mean. That's what we've just done here. So we've done the first 2 steps. Keep on going. You're going to square each deviation. Then we're going to add up all those squares. We're going to divide this answer by 1 less than the number of items we had. So up here, we had 5 items. We would be dividing by 4 on this step. And then we take the square root of it. Okay, so let's work an example problem here. If we have the set 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So okay, now I want to find the mean here. So x bar is 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19 plus 20. 90 divided by 5, which is 18. Okay, and notice right here, this is our n value is 5 because I have 5 items, and I'm going to need n minus 1, so that is 4. Okay, so let's figure out each deviation. So this is going to be 16 minus 18, which is negative 2. 17 minus 18 is negative 1. 18 minus 18 is 0. 19 minus 18 is 1. 20 minus 18 is 2. Now go ahead and add these up, and you should get 0, and we do. Okay, so we've found the mean, we found the deviation. Now we're supposed to square each deviation. So this is going to make all of our negatives go away. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Negative 1 squared is 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. Okay, so this was step 3. We've squared each one. Now we need to add these up. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 5, that's 10. Okay, so we've added them up. Now we're supposed to take that number we got there, and then divide it by n minus 1. So I would do 10 divided by 4, and then I'd need to take the square root of that. Okay, so if I want to do the square root of 10 over 4, you are supposed to find, they generally want these to 2 decimal places. Yeah, 2 decimal places is needed. So this would be approximately 1.58.